President Donald Trump has suspended all military aid to Ukraine.
I just think he should be more appreciative because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin. We've given them much more than Europe, and Europe should have given more than us because, as you know, that's right there. That's the border. This country really was like the fence on the border. It was very important to Europe, and I'm not knocking Europe. I'm saying that they were a lot smarter than Joe Biden.
This is a major blow to the Ukrainian and the European Union. Absolutely insane. Like I said before, there are no friends among nations. There are only interests. Now, why has this occurred? You're certainly asking yourself a question. There was a major situation at the White House between Donald Trump, his vice, and the Ukrainian president. And the Ukrainian president was not willing to dance at their song. What song was that? Trump wanted Ukraine to sign a peace deal right now.
But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out.
And this peace deal was not easy to sign. Why wasn't the peace deal easy to sign? Because the president of Ukraine was not willing to sign 50% of the minerals and the revenue coming from anything related to the major wealth that Ukraine has to the United States of America. Now, this is a major blow, okay? You certainly know that. One of the reasons why Ukraine is still sustaining itself in this fight is because of the support they're getting from the United States of America. Now, how much money is America giving? America has given $65 billion that is registered publicly. And Europe has given something. How much? Europe has given $51 billion. Keep in mind, this is about 27 different countries putting money together for Ukraine. President Trump has suspended all U.S. military to Ukraine following the contentious meeting with the Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House. The decision aimed to pressure Ukraine into accelerating peace negotiations with Russia. Trump expressed dissatisfaction with Zelensky, perceived a lack of gratitude, and warned that Zelensky won't be around for long unless he agrees to a peace deal. So, as you can see, they can push you into agreeing to something if they give you things to survive. But we all saw the meeting between Trump and Zelensky. Zelensky was not a pushover either, okay? That meeting was very, very complicated. Was Zelensky right to refuse to sign the deal? Because Zelensky's concern was a major one. He wanted reassurance. He wanted security. He wanted certitude from America. What did Zelensky want? Zelensky wanted the United States of America to say what they would do in case Russia ever invaded again Ukraine. And Donald Trump gave no straight answer. All Donald Trump said was, Russia is not going to attack.
Asking what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama.
After leaving the White House in a way that it was unacceptable for many persons, he went straight to the United Kingdom, where he held a meeting with European presidents. And during that meeting, as you can see, they were very friendly with him, supporting, hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm sorry you had to go through all that, but hey, we got you. We got you. The Europeans sat together, pushing back on what Trump had just did in encouraging Zelensky. They said, we're going to give you funding. The British Prime Minister promised to give $2 billion in funding to the Ukrainian president.
And today I'm announcing a new deal, which allows Ukraine to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance to buy more than 5,000 air defense missiles.
Now, fellas, let me remind you here. The goal was very simple. It was for Zelensky to travel to the United States, have a meeting with Trump, just say some nice things that Donald Trump want to hear. He's got this big ego, and sign the deal. Make sure everybody's safe. Then you can fly back to Europe and speak to the Europeans. However, that's not how it happened. Zelensky was very stern, very strong. Maybe his ego against Trump's ego. There are two big people with two big egos. Nothing positive could have come out of that. After Zelensky arrived in Europe, when people accepted him and they, clapped his hand for him, told him how strong he was, or the European president telling him it's okay, if he drops you, we got you. Forgetting that in the meantime, the British Prime Minister was at the White House and had a discussion with Trump, but in a very funny and comical way. Same for the French president, but they became suddenly strong when they were gathering by themselves. The Ukrainian did not understand the game. Now the aid is gone. No money for Ukraine. How are you going to fight the Russians? And let's keep in mind here that Russia outnumbers the Ukrainian in terms of 1 to 8, 5 to 1 in artillery, and 10 to 1 in terms of tank. How are you going to fight the Russians without the support of America? Very difficult. So now the Ukrainian president is ready to negotiate. Listen to him.
Так, ми не робимо ніяких кроків назад.
We are not making any step back. Okay, so what he's saying here is, I'm ready to speak, but I want Trump to speak to me in a nicer way. Listen to that.
Наша політика бути послідовними, незважаючи на те, що сталося раніше, незважаючи на це, ми конструктивні. Якщо ми домовилися, що вона буде підписана,
We want constructive discussions. That's what he's saying.
підписана з нашого боку, ми готові підписувати. Я, чесно кажучи, думаю, що і Сполучені Штати будуть готові. Напевно, потрібен час проаналізувати якісь речі. Я думаю, що наші відносини будуть продовжені, тому що це більше, ніж відносини одного чи іншого моменту. Ми повинні бути.
We must be open. That's Zelensky we're hearing. He said we must be open. Let's continue.
Відкритими. Україна країна не найбільша в світі, хоча всі бачать, як вона бореться за свою незалежність і свободу. Ми розраховуємо на допомогу Сполучених.
Well, we count on our assistance of the United States of America. That's very contrary to what he said. We've been standing alone. When he was talking to Trump, he said we've been strong. We've been standing by ourselves.
Coming out okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you through
I
this.
said,
And now he's saying we count on assistance from the United States of America without a doubt. Let's go.
Штатів Америки. Безумовно. І я вважаю, що припинення такої допомоги – це допомога буде тоді виключно Путіну. І тому вважаю, що Сполучені Штати, представники цивілізованого світу, лідери.
It says because of that, the United States is a representative of the civilized world. What does he mean? Is he saying the Russians are not civilized? Let's go.
Цього світу, і думаю, вони точно не будуть допомагати Путіну. Якщо президент Сполучених Штатів Америки запросить мене.
If the president of the United States of America will invite me for a constructive dialogue, you know, you're facing somebody that's clearly much stronger than you, but you don't want to lose face. So you got to speak in a way that's respectful so you can keep your head high. If the president of the United States will invite me for a constructive dialogue, because the previous one was not constructive. So I'm willing to come to talk again. I want to come. I want your money, because without your money, it can only harm Putin. But I want you to call me again. But I want a constructive dialogue. But I'm ready to sign all the documents you're asking for. Let's go.
Конструктивним діалогом я представляю інтереси країни, яка дуже сильно залежить від підтримки, від партнерства. І тому
I represent the interests of the country that heavily depends on support from partners. So he's acknowledging here that Ukraine heavily depends on support from partners. Without that support, it's going to be very difficult.
з конструктивним діалогом я представляю інтереси країни, яка дуже сильно залежить від підтримки, від партнерства. І тому, а вже ж, якщо мене запросять для конструктивного діалогу, для вирішення реальних проблем, для серйозних запитань і реальних рішучих дій і відповідей, я буду через повагу до Америки, до американського народу, і до президента, і до...
Fellas, let me remind you here. President Zelensky became president in 2019 and spent 3 years fighting a war. It's been very hard for him. At a certain point, he was compared to Winston Churchill, and very later on, he was called a dictator. Now, even though the Prime Minister of Britain said 4 things that are very interesting: keep arming Ukraine, keep sanctioning Russia, ensure Ukraine's security, they also acknowledge that they will not be able to do that without the help of the United States of America. Now, what we need to remember here is the treatment Zelensky got in the United States of America. They asked him a question. President Trump said to him, "You are well dressed today." Okay? Yeah. I don't know if you say that to somebody like, oh, you look much better today. You're not wearing that green stuff, stinky thing you've been wearing all. I don't think it's stinky. He probably has many of them he wears. When he got into a discussion, even the representative, not the president, they were picking at him, asking him why didn't he put a suit on to come and meet the president of the republic. Listen to this. To me, this is one of the highest level of disrespect.
Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I
mean, you're not talking to your counterpart. You're talking to some dude who works in the government, speaking to a president, addressing him like that. Like, why are you dressed this way? That shows you they wanted to beat him up mentally. And surely he stood very strong. But however, can he stand strong when it comes to money? It's very difficult. Should the Ukrainians just sign this peace deal to bring an end to this incredible war that is devastating to everybody? Did you see this coming? Did you see ever Mr. Zelensky coming back and say, hey, we need help. We're ready to sign. Let's finish up this war. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. From a hero that wanted to stay strong to facing Donald Trump, who tried to break him down. And now he's coming back. He said, I'm willing to talk. Let's sit down and discuss. All of the world and Africa is tired. We just want to live in peace. We don't want to have to choose sides. God bless.